So they're picking up sand and gravel to take it down to the site. So I'm going there now to check on the site. So I'm going down now to my fencing project. Today is August 10, Monday. So Junelle was here a while ago, picking up some rebars. Now we're going down there to check on the progress. Old B is now moaning about how much time it takes to edit. I told him I don't want any of those fancy intros because I hate intros, but a lot of people are saying it's quite good. So it goes to his head. Now, I'm planning to sack him. I hope he's not watching this. But, you know, it does make a difference when you got help, because sometimes I do like the long videos, because on the consensus that I get from my viewers, they do like that as well, like a story thing. So instead of same subject in 50 video or 5 or 10 videos, like, what's the point of that one? You can see it's just being for monetization. And also, I got a complaint that there's so many adverts on my videos. Actually, I don't control that, because it's YouTube who's putting the adverts, not me. I mean, even if I have to put in 2 or 3 adverts on my video, they just do it among themselves that put it in. Like yesterday, I got a complaint, got 11 adverts on my video. Sorry, but I'm not controlling it. It's YouTube is putting it in. So you just skip it if you're not if you're annoyed with it. But sorry, I'm not the one controlling the video adverts. It's the actual YouTube people put it more adverts than necessary. Because I myself don't want a lot of adverts cutting off the videos and making time for taking it longer to watch. So here I am on my fencing project. The multi-cub is just picking up some gravel and sand. We don't have Willie this week because he's harvesting his ginger. But I'm expecting them to pour the next footing beam that Daloy dug last Saturday. So here we are. I could see that the people are again having a party because the pig is killed on the other side. So here we are. This is what Willie has done last Saturday. You can see how clear is the JT's lot now. Only a little bit more here and we'll all be done. So I'll just go on the slope because the multi-cab is going that way. So you can see that they have transferred the mixer on this side and the multi-cabs there, putting down the gravel for using here. I see they already had cement, and so that will be done later. Well, you can see that Janelle is putting on the rebars for the footing beam in continuation for this one. So I'm going down here to the slope. You can see how clear is JT's lot now. First one, and then the next one when Willie come back, it will be this one, then on the way to the Turners. but there's not much on this side anyway because it's only a small weed because I've been burning them. So that's the lot of JT where the poles, you can see the pole, that's the entrance of his lot. So here we are. We will be pouring the beam and make another beam on the other side. Ang muhunting. So you can see these are two lengths of the whole rebars. So it connect there. That's another length from where we stopped last time in the end of the wall. Then it goes in here. To 3 more columns. But I told them to use the whole length of rebars, don't cut it off. So that's where we stop here, because that's where the other length of rebars stops. Then 2 more columns and we're done on this side, because we're gonna leave a gap for the turners to connect their, if they want to build bigger columns for their gate, then they can do so, because I'm gonna be leaving a foot from that pole where it stood by the marker, so they can build their big gate column. So 1 more column hole and we will be done. So here, this is gonna be straight now. So we managed to be saving the acacia, but we managed to cut the roots right down. So you can see that we cut off the roots, so it won't grow back there. It will grow under. And then it can be saved, because look at the wall will be like 2 foot from the wall, so the acacia is saved. So this is like a good footing beam to be done. Then he can continue filing for the week. So the Loy has emptied the multi-cab. These are the gravels that he already pre-measured, and he'll get more sand and cement. So he got the first lot there of sand and cement. He'll add 5 more sand and then bring down the vibrator, because we had it fixed now. We've used it when they were doing the columns, the in-between columns of this one. So now Janelle is measuring the slant and slope, because it goes straight and then you notice it's going slightly to the right, down from that column that he's working on, straight down, and then going slightly to the right down here to the marker of the turners there. So I won't be, then I'll be only pouring here where this banana is, or like from the coconut. So where it reached 2.9 from the last column hole, there'll be a trench and then 1 more column that will reach this coconut. I'll pass by this banana. I'll have that banana killed, because bananas are notorious for breaking walls of the houses. And we're done on this side, only rendering. And you can see this is now the entrance of the Turners. From that one towards there. So there are children still playing on their mango tree. That's the children of the grandsons of the grandchildren, I mean, of this Korean. Because you know the Korean that owns that house there have all the family of the girl living there as well in their house. So from all the siblings of the woman is living with them. So these children, once the Turner, if the Turners will fence it, will be better. That prevents all this from coming here. Then next week, Willie will come back and continue on clearing towards here, though going into the Turner's lot. So it'll be looking better next week as it becomes clearer and clearer. Now going here to the land, you can see that you can see the slope. It's become clearer and clearer now. And of course, I think Willie will come back. He'll just pick up the growing things and will use those. See the organic thing to pull it out. See if it works on the newly growing one. But once you got all them uprooted like this, it's hard for them to come back unless you really leave it for years or even months and years. That's when they grow back again. I see there's a tree there that really needs to take underneath the boulder, because it start having leaves again. But this is the level of the strings that if JT decided to have it all filled, then this is the level it is, quite high, and that will be a good job there if it's all cleared. And now after here we go on that slant wall towards that marker there where there's a pink banner, and then we concentrate on where this sloping road. Old B was suggesting some beams over, so he will be drawing it out, and that's what we're gonna do. And it is gonna be, I will just like to protect this road here from eroding. So after the walls there on that side, towards there on that tree there with the pink stuff, after the mango tree, that will the wall ends, or maybe towards where the entrance of JT, where that pole is. Then we go on this sloping road to prevent the erosion. We will put a riprap or a beam across to easier to cement this. But this is how it looks like now. And I know a lot was commenting about I need to put the wall higher in the budget bungalow. Of course I will, because that will be so unsightly. Like everything's nice and tidy, and all you get there is just rubbles. So it makes sense to make it a bit higher. Because I did put this one higher here on the slopes, so I won't be seeing all the rubbish. Then I'll continue on a bit higher there on their side. They're moving the mixer closer to the footings.
Sige, ano lang. Love you lang. Kana ko no? Anak, madara. Sige. Kuwang, isdog. Oh, so.
So they prepare it closer so they can just pour it directly and then just bucket it up to where the last formation of the rebars is. There's crickets around here. So these hollow blocks need to be add more because although we do have some hollow blocks there left, but I think this won't be enough. So they will just be picking up some more tomorrow. So they're setting it up now for pouring. So taking out the sheets of thin sheets that it gonna get poured. Mao ba? Na mga ginabot mo nana.
Ampot ginabot ako sa kabantay.
So they are now ready to pour. So we'll just have a break for lunch and then they come back and they will pour it. So it's all now ready. I'm going down to Country Mall to pick up some local groceries. So it's Monday today here in the Philippines, Cebu, Philippines. Oh, I have just made the most stupidest mistake. I've given old B the SD card of my footage this morning. OMG, he's gonna know now that I'm talking about sacking him as my editor. Or he will do some funny things on the video later. OMG. But going down now, I want to be back before 4 o'clock or earlier than that if I could help it. So I could reach before the lads break for 5 o'clock. And here in Cebu City, starting August 15, you see that everywhere wearing a mask is mandatory. Now, starting August 15, that will be additional mandatory thing is for you to wear a face shield. If you are a commuter in the jeepneys or buses or even motorcycles, it is now mandatory starting August 15 to wear a face shield as well as the mask. So like one comment on my video from Roy Nacho, what is that thing about the face shield for? So I just told him that as a joke that someone may be grinding, you never know. But now I realize that it's gonna be mandatory starting August 15. So most people are commuting. So you will see more and more people will be wearing a mask as well as a face shield. So this is how we are in the Philippines. Whereas if you look at the other countries, they are still debating if a mask is mandatory. In here, people just follow. Otherwise, you go to jail. Because they are now putting people who don't wear a mask, you have to spend a night in jail, and if you don't have the proper quarantine, you have 2 days in jail. And the jails are full up, so you go to jail in the elementary school's rooms. You'll be the only one there, and there will be people guarding you there just to have the penalty. And also, and another one was there's a news of a Canadian that was apprehended by the mayor here in Cebu City because he was going around without a quarantine. So the Canadian was apprehended by the police. It was done near the City Hall. So the mayor went over and talked to him and told him that Filipinos, when we go to Canada, we follow the rules of Canada. Why can't you just follow the rules here that we are asking all the people, foreigner or local, to wear a mask? It's also for your own safety. So the Canadian was reported to spend a night in jail. And here you see there's a backhoe going on because this part of the hill across these people here is already bought by a Chinese businessman that will build a house there, or I don't know, because he just want to flat the road, flat the hill. So I don't know what's happening there, but it's newly bought land there by a Chinese businessman. So this is what we are in Cebu City right now, GCQ. But I know if Manila has been in GCQ for quite some time and then go back to MECQ, there's a big possibility that we'll be doing the same here in Cebu City, because we've done it before. We're in GCQ and then go back to the stricter ECQ, where malls are closed and you cannot cross borders. As of the moment, you can cross borders, but on certain exit and entrance, because like on the front lines, some of them, like AS Fortuna, are really strict. I don't know. They are not even coordinating, you know. Here in Cebu City, they're more particular about your QR pass. So the odd even numbers that you're gonna follow if you're around Cebu City is your QR pass. But when you go around Mandaue City, what they're following is the coding of the vehicle plate numbers. So what will happen if you have a QR pass of odd and your vehicle is even? They're just... And then the answer that you get is, during the days that your QR pass is wrong, you just walk. So if your QR pass is not enough for... not good for Cebu City, then you just have to ride your car. I'll just turn off because my phone's ringing. That was just the confirmation of the service of my car. Another thing that is implemented now by the mayor last Sunday is, you know how we go out Monday, Wednesday, Friday if your quarantine pass, this is Cebu City I'm talking about, if your quarantine pass is odd, and then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, if your quarantine pass ends in even, on Sunday, he has declared that no quarantine pass. Everyone can go out. So there is no more restriction. So that's the latest that we have right now. August 15, mandatory face shield for commuters. And then as of yesterday or last Sunday, you can now go out without the quarantine pass regulation. So anyone can go out as well Sundays. So why become strict? Why on Sundays? Does Sunday don't spread the disease? I just can't understand. So this is now getting too much. A lot of people is suffering, but we only have to follow it. It's all for our safety. So face shield it is. I will just be buying face shield for like the Deloy and the Julito, so they won't be stuck if they have to get out, because anyway they're gonna be riding on the multi-cab most of the time. So but if it's mandatory that the passengers as well will be having face shield plus the mask, then no point arguing. They just have to follow because they cannot argue. But if you are in your private car, I don't think that will be mandatory, because it says it's commuters, drivers and commuters of drivers of passenger jeeps and taxis. So that is the requirement starting August 15. If not, you'll be having a fine of 5,000 for first offense, 10,000 for second, and I think they are upgrading it to a mandatory imprisonment as well for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. So the more you will be seeing people with face shields and face masks on August 15. So it's so funny where we are here just following the order of wearing face masks anywhere you go. The other people in the world, like some Western countries, are still arguing if it is really necessary, and also their distance, they want it to be shorter than what they are recommended to do. I think theirs is like 2 meters apart. That's too much. We are just allowed to have 1 meter apart here, but you still can see that people don't follow it. They still go together, especially if it's the members of your family, you know, because that's stupid. Riding on a motorbike, they require you to have a barrier, and that's your wife, so they require you to have a barrier when you're in bed. That's like that woman is wearing a shield. I have one here. I'll show you. There, that's the shield that you wear starting August 15, together with your mask. So Old B's local chocolate is this one. This is like the Maltesers that you can buy abroad, but Maltesers are not available here, so he just have to put up with this one. So I think I'll just give him like 6 of this. This is $21.50. 6, 9. Just 10. Okay, 12. Since this is Country Mall, this is the only chocolates that's available for him, although they have a stand for all the chocolate imported ones, but I'll just tell him that they don't have the Malteser. I don't want to go there. I want to go back home now. It takes so long in this lane to go out of Monday City. I wonder what they're checking. Because you see, I went in on this way and they're not checking anything, so they're just watching the plate number. So what is this that they're checking here? Because it's taking so long. Kapoy ni man imala ka eh. This car is just going in and out, in and out. He's been in this lane and he went out. Now he realized that that lane is blocked. He's coming in back again. So this week a lot more establishment is open. I realized that I don't know what's they're checking. So I'm not even check. So what's the fuss? in my front was checked. Now again, he's changing lane right on the edge. This is a accident waiting to be happen, driver. So it seems like there's another typhoon going in the Philippines. So again, we will have rains. You can see that the clouds are darkening up again. And not that because it's going nighttime, because it's just 4 o'clock now. But I heard that there is another typhoon hitting Luzon, and we got like the precipitations of rain like it was last time. So we just have a break for like a couple of days, yesterday and today, and then we'll have rains again. So I'm here in the Indian. I just pick up Old B's favorite food, chicken tikka. What I've noticed now, it's becoming more traffic here in the city as the establishment are gradually opening more and more. I've noticed like that Eco Prima and even the bodega, you know, all the ones with slightly damaged department of home builders is now open. So it was closed last week. So it's more and more now, the premas and even the restaurants. So they're allowing dine-in, but with 1 table distance. So you can see we are now back at 4 o'clock. Usually at 4 o'clock it's the rush hour. And you can see how close is the traffic now, despite no school. But it's becoming clogged up again. So it seems to be signaling that we're back to normal. I hope so, because it was really hard during those quarantine days, not years. It seems like years, because it's taking so long since March. Like we lost half of the year just staying at home. At least I got my construction that keeps me busy, the budget bungalows, the road. But the thing, I can't do my pricing. But if it's becoming back to normal now, I'll gradually do some pricing. Like yesterday I showed new 60 by 60 tiles. Then I'll go around to see if the motorbike areas, cars, anything, engines, whatever it is that you can be interested about the Philippines. Because most of my OFW brothers would rather have an idea of price so they can budget for themselves when they are abroad. So this is a big bus here. So I'm back here in Talamban now. This is my way towards the hill. So it's not that bad over here. It's only that going to the crossing of Monday City, the Kabangkalan way. So you can see it's flowing nicely here. And the clouds is getting grayer again. So that means the rain is coming soon. Hopefully it will be like the first typhoon, the other typhoon that just passed by, that it only rains at night, not so much in the morning. So our work is not messed up. Oh shh. She's just stopping there without any signal that she's crossing. So this is what you're gonna look left, right, and center here in the Philippines when you're driving. So I don't let Old B drive. It's only me, my daughter drives, because Old B don't have the patience like this suddenly overtakes you. And also it's better because if there's any accident, I know a lot of CTOM, you know, so it's always their fault most of the time, but not all the time, because when it's so obvious it's your fault. Of course, when I used to be the first time I was driving around, I had an accident, but not so bad. It's only like a scratch on the side. It's a Korean that smacked me on the side, and so the Korean told me that I'll pay you 3,000. We don't go to police. And I said, I'll pay you 5 grand. We go to police. So when we went to the police, which is the traffic police, and it's all my neighbors, so the Korean has to pay for all my damage and also for them. So like, oh, leave it to us. This is your fault. Look, the door won't open, and they get all his details and his insurance, and it's sorted. I don't know what happened to him, because obviously the reason why he wants to just to pay me 3,000 is his 21 days driving privilege was up, so he should not be driving here without the proper licensing in exchange to his Korean license. So that was the reason. So, but I don't want to take his 3,000. What's that for? I'll give you 5,000. Let's go to the police. And he was shocked about it, because most Filipino like money. As this Filipino don't got more money than you. Don't want money. I want justice. Wow. Yeah, that's what I told him. So I'll turn this way on North Gen Hospital, because it's the shortcut going to the hill. I know it's gonna be bumpy on the... I'm using my small car because this is the even number plate, but it's more easier to go this way and it's faster. But I'll just slow down in the non-cemented part. It's only one part, and most of these are cemented anyway. Because like I said, it saves me 6 kilometers going to the back roads, then going to the main roads of Pitos, and on the way to my place, Pulang Bato. And not only the distance is saved, because not a lot of people pass this way. It saves you time, mostly from not so traffic, so you can run faster. But like that bumpy roads is some of the, it's not paved properly, but it's not too bad. It does save you time. So that's the North Gen Hospital, where I talked Marvin before, my guest in the guest house, my subscriber. Okay. It's just 4:10, so I still could reach the boys before they go on for 5. I'm going up the hill now, and I will be passing through the welding man's place, so you can see here what's the update on the gate. So you can see the gate has been painted, and they start making the second panel. So I won't stop because I want to catch the boys before they break for the day. And it's almost 5 o'clock. So this is what they've done today. They managed to pour a couple of the column holes. So here they pour this one, and then they start, as you can see that they start piling in. So they're just finishing their last muck here. So this is how it looks like here. This is the next one, next panel to the last one that we done, and it will be like 3 blocks down as well, like the other one, 3 blocks down, and on this side will be 2 blocks down, and it was just gonna go straight on. So they are just finishing the muck, and Junelle has started to make the line, the beginning line, because that's the hardest part, is the starting for the lines.
Birago na napit mo pa. Ana adere nimo ba? Ang babaw ra. Ayo lagdag po. Duk ka. Up. Ayo.
So you can see that they used the vibrator. It's all washed off now. It's there on the truck. Pila ka siminto dong? Ha? 11? Awaing nan.
Iya magkuha niya. Usim na akong daan pa kami usa.
Lagi. So I was right that mabata yung kuning pagdalan, madabi to nagbalik. I told him that just bring more cement than what you expect, because he only had 7 a while ago. I told him to add 5. Now they use 11. So it's only 1 bag to put down. I mean to put back. So they have 3 panels ready, and they stop here. So they still can continue on digging to the last more hole, and then it will be the last part here. So you can see it's just one more length of the rebars, and then we will be done on this side. So tomorrow there will be 3 panels to file the blocks with. So Junelle is just starting to do the base of it. While finishing their muck. So that will be 3 tomorrow to rise up, blocking more of the garbage on the other side. So it's neater now, because like the main garbage is covered up only this side. So tomorrow will be about covering it much, especially on that side. So they have used 11 bags for today, which I was nearly right, because I told him to bring 5 more instead of the 7 that he estimated. Now it will be ready tomorrow. Pagdagya pag dusi ugma kay pile ra ba? Daghan na ba kayo na magamit? Ha? So I told him to bring another 12 bags of cement tomorrow, because it's a filing of blocks and it uses a lot of cement, because we only use 1 cement and 4 sand in the file. So it uses a lot of cement. And kabilya na lang sa dono para horizontal. No. And also rebars for horizontal bars every 3 level. Pagdag mga unom ka kabilya. Ha? I've seen that yung mga graba nagamit yun, no? So the gravel that he bought in, pila to kabok yung gidadong? Ganina. He bought 30 and he used, there's 5 left. 6 left. So he used 24 of them because the footing only uses 9 blocks and the rest is on the file. So ugma og magdakag 12 dong 12. Sakto-sakto yun na. 12 for the budget of tomorrow's cement. Nya, unom ka kabilya sa mo gid na. So 12 cement and 6 rebars, whole length rebars. Ha?
Dito sa nakalin.
Ang
Topikas.
aw. Oh.
Usan na kay tiro.
He said that we need one more length, the whole rebar length will be the footing beam there, and then we end like a few, like more than a feet from the turners.